Welcome back, everyone. It's Greg from CincinnatiRedsTalk.com, or you may find me on YouTube here at Cincinnati Reds Daily. You can find me on X at Reds Daily 4. If you're new here, please subscribe, like, comment, do all the fun things. Thank you for being here. But we have some Nick Krall quotes we're going to get to today. Through the first 2 days of the winter meetings, the Reds are still looking to bolster their lineup. They also came out and said they also want to get better defensively, which I think Reds fans everywhere would be excited to hear. We saw some bad defense be played last season, and it wasn't even like we were having bad defense for good offense. The offense was bad. The defense was bad. The base running wasn't great. It was just a mess. So to see them want to get better at all areas of the game is good to hear. Nick Krall had an interesting quote on day 2 of the winter meetings. I'm going to credit Charlie Goldsmith for the quote. He said, "We probably had more discussions on trades than free agents at this point. That makes me worry a little bit about the money the Reds have left to spend. It doesn't seem like they're going to go spend big money on a free agent, which would rule out somebody like Anthony Santander. Teoscar Hernandez is probably unlikely. So I'm not sure. I think they have to almost go find a trade if that's the point. There have been discussions. The Reds have been in discussions, or they've at least inquired about Luis Robert Jr. from the White Sox. Apparently, the Angels are close to making a trade. You wonder if that's someone like Taylor Ward. I think he would be someone that fits with the Reds, and maybe you wouldn't have to give up too much for. Josh Naylor, the Reds have been linked in, which isn't really an outfielder. You're kind of a left-handed hitting first baseman, so I'm not sure the fit there, although I'm a big Josh Naylor fan. I would enjoy that. It's interesting what the Reds will do. Obviously, again, Krall emphasized that they're looking at trades more than free agency at this point. Another quote that he said, "You'll find it's a lot of major league for major league players in the trade talks. If you fill one hole, you've got to figure out how to backfill the other role." It's been a lot of conversations. So an example there would be Jonathan India was traded, but you can backfill Jonathan India's position with Santiago Espinal. So if you're trading a big leaguer for another big leaguer, you got to make sure you have the depth in that position to be okay. So let's take Luis Robert, for example. Maybe the White Sox want pitching. Maybe you give up a guy like Andrew Abbott because you have so much pitching. Or maybe you give up, a guy like Nick Lodolo because you have so much pitching. If they want a big league guy, that's what it seems like Krall's hinting at. That doesn't mean every team. Maybe the White Sox want prospects. So I'm just giving examples here. But pitching is currently, you have some depth there. And it would maybe be worth it to give up some pitching depth to get a big league bat like Luis Robert Jr. So just a couple interesting quotes there. There's one more quote from Krall that I'll hit on. You've got to fit on the team both financially and positionally. Just trying to figure out who is the best fit. If it's a trade, you're also going to have to give something up. We're trying to make trades. So Krall's actively saying the Reds are trying to get better offensively, defensively. They're actively out there trying to make trades. But he's also throwing, terms out there like you've got to make them fit both financially and positionally. Again, the Reds are never going to be a big market team. They just go and spend. I know people hate to hear that, but it's just the truth. Hopefully the Reds can go out and find a trade that makes sense for them, that will make the offense better and hopefully the defense better as well. Again, I threw some names out there that have been, that the Reds have at least reached out on previously. We'll see. Winter meetings is always, the rumor mill is always flying at the winter meetings. You never know what to believe, what's real, how far teams are in discussions. We'll see what happens. We have a lot of week left. Stay tuned. If you made it this far, subscribe, like, comment below with who you want the Reds to trade for. We'll see you next time. Go Reds.